Hey guys, welcome to my channel again, Crespo Views Isidore. And, oh, actually, Crespo Isidore Views. My goodness. It's never easy to get started with a YouTube channel, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of challenges. Challenges, like, sometimes you have so much doubt about is it actually working for you, or well, between your life and having a YouTube channel, one of the things that you probably have to consider is that if you have time to do it, or if you have something to say on your YouTube, and while juggling like making videos when you're also you need to go to work and you're at other personal life and whatnot. So in all honesty, it's never easy. So well, anyway, today I'm actually in my stock room here. It's not my room, so I mean that's the only place I could probably talk to you guys. And as I was saying, it's been quite a challenge. I was thinking about what do I need to talk with you guys that's relevant, but I just thought like I just have to put myself out there and like literally just make my mind speak up for you, whatever I could think of. But anyway, the week has been very challenging for me. Aside the fact that, well, I've been working straight for 6 days, and it's always like that. And and it's been quite challenging in my other job where I have to, deal with. It's never easy. And anyway, I'm still grateful that I still have a job up to this point. But what made it, the lighter side of it is that last week was kind of more sunnier. And when it's sunnier, I think it's easier to be, driving around, walking around, and do your things and whatever you like doing. And just a couple of days ago, when it started to rain, it was just like, oh my goodness, what's going on here in Vancouver again? We had like 4 or 5 days streak of sun, and all of a sudden it starts raining again. And it's gonna be like this for the next 2 weeks, I believe. Well, anyway, if there's one thing that is good about Vancouver for now, is Vancouver has reported no deaths of COVID. So for the last 4 days, no deaths. But the good thing also is that there's more on the recovery side or recovery category, which is really good. We're having new cases, and I think we're not plateauing yet, but I think with the recovery that's increasing by numbers and no deaths, then I think it's a very promising statistics there, and I'm grateful for that. For people that are actually very conscious of what they need to do in public and social distancing, and people staying at home more often, and more people are actually working from home. Although I could see now in malls and in grocery stores there are more people coming in, but I think everyone has been conscious of not being too close to each other, I think. I've been seeing that when I went to groceries a couple weeks ago, and I could see people being respectful of your space. Well, there are people that are not. Just let it that be. And I know that New Zealand it's a corona-free country, I think, for now. I think it's the only country that made that statement. Here in Canada in general, I think it's a long way to go, because I know in the East, like the bigger provinces there, they're still deeping themselves down to like having more cases, more deaths. And good enough here in BC, in the western side, where we just had over 2,000, if I'm not mistaken. But we don't want to be playing complacent about it, because we'll never know. We're one contiguous country, and that infection can actually run through, when it's contiguous other than when it's covered by islands, which is different in a situation here to an archipelagic country like the Philippines. Well, anyway, how many times did I say well anyway? Many times. I just thought that it's worth sharing. And I actually just saw that on Facebook that I think Dumaguete and Sibulan need to lock down. That's kind of scary. I spent 8 years in Dumaguete. And well, if that's the best way that they need to do for now to just to put a stop, then they have to do that. And again, going back here in Vancouver and in BC in general, where people are trying to, you know, mindful and all this mitigating measure from companies, from like even SkyTrain to buses and malls and smaller restaurants where they will take temperatures and all that. It's painful to see, but I think if this is what we call as a new normal, then we just need to embrace that. If there's one thing that actually made me sad was the fact that again, and again, it happens, you know, like someone was raising an issue, calling Chinese as a carrier for COVID-19. I think it happened here in BC. And there was this video about this guy over other Asians, and they're saying, oh, we're not from China, but we're from Taiwan. And well, if you ask me, it's just my understanding that we are all immigrants here. So I didn't think we just have to single it out to anyone that you seem not to belong here because you carry the virus kind of thing. It's not fair. But I'm just putting that there because, again, when it's time when people are a little bit more accepting, still, you know, other people just had, you know, that COVID mind setting and they don't understand and are not that accepting. Again, not worth the time. On the other hand, I also saw this on Facebook and was on Daily Hive that Jollibee finally is here in Vancouver. And what would that mean? So again, majority of Filipinos will be going gaga for that for a bit until like the interest would die down. And maybe my time to probably, if that happens here in Vancouver, then that would be the best time for me to go and, you know, get my favorite chicken joy and spaghetti and rice. But I would not be, well, not until I see the mascot walking around downtown Vancouver, then I would say, oh my God, it's really happening here in Vancouver. But for now, no, I just leave it at that. The other thing that I would want to share with you guys is that I had an eye infection. So I had this, it's an eye drop and it works very well for me. I always have an eye infection for some reason. If I don't have sinusitis, I only would have an eye infection. I grew up with it, having issues with my eyes. And that scares me sometimes when I'm driving or even walking around. And I don't wear eyeglasses, and I just hate wearing eyeglasses, although I have one, but I don't. But this one helps me a lot. So for like about 3 days ago, when I could not even almost open my eyes, this side here, and I tried so hard, and this one helps. It's actually more of a, oh well, it's cysteine. Okay, well anyway, I'm just sharing that with you guys because I thought that, you know, that might also help if you have eye issues. I think it's just about drying. My eyes easily gets dry, and I hate when you're using space heating, for example, and especially for the ones that uses furnaces when they blew up, you know, hot air, because that would just cause my eyes to dry, and I would have that infection right away. So, well, other than that, I also have seen like some good things here in Vancouver. I think we're now getting into summertime where we could be more outside of the house because it's not that cold anymore. But the thing is, with this COVID and with what's going on with COVID, it might be a different scenario that you'll see. And, you know, with people trying to avoid people. In my case, I hate crowd. So I just don't know how that one works this year. I'm always looking for summer time here in Vancouver because I just love summertime here in Vancouver because there are a lot of places that are so green, and there's so much life around, and you can only have that for like 3 months, and after that it starts to fall down, like leaves and all that, and it starts to rain and rain until we get the snow, and I honestly doesn't like that. Well, anyway, I would have more videos coming up. I know that my videos, well, I said this before, will be very boring, and then my cousin told me that if you're be sitting down there telling things like that, it might not be that exciting. In the first place, I'm not that handsome for you guys to, you know, take time to look at me when I'm talking. But the thing is, it's never easy, but we'll get there. But whatever I could think of, I probably would just put it there, and we'll make some, you know, like different videos from time to time whenever I can. I'll promise you that. Well, I won't promise you that, but I will promise to do something, and I will be posting it. Maybe like a different, like it's a walking video or something. When I say walking video, it's because I'll be probably like vlogging while walking, talking, and all that. And then you probably would see different places here in Vancouver. So again, I'm asking you to please like, share, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to my channel. And again, I'm asking you guys if you had, you know, great time to, I'm sorry, to watch the whole thing. I'm not talking nonsense here. I'm trying to have sense in what I'm saying. And if you do have some suggestions, you can always put them in the comments, and probably I could I could probably be able to think of, you know, my personal thoughts about it. Please. So, as I was saying, hit like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next video, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.